the 2020-2021 Rookie of the Year, LaMelo Ball. The award speaks for itself. But what is everyone else speaking when it comes to LaMelo? Coming from the Ball family, he is somewhat of a polarizing figure. You of course have praise, likening him to legends of past, but there are those that are hating on his game, crossing off achievements with a thick red marker. So get ready, and before we dive in, like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Here's what the NBA legends think of LaMelo Ball. What do the O'Neals think? Well, everyone knows Shaquille O'Neal. Now, Shaq has a son, Sharif, and he's quite the baller himself. When asked about LaMelo Ball, Sharif O'Neal said he was better than him, and that he could take him. Nothing personal, just facts. And then they turned to Papa Shaq for his take. You think Shaq disagreed with his son? No, Shaq is all for that claim. He knows what his players do, always believe in themselves. And yeah, he has the bias of a dad, but all that aside, he still has objective reasoning to believe that Sharif could take LaMelo. He thinks he's better regardless, but as he said, even if his shot isn't falling, he's bigger, he could post him up. Oh boy, this is starting to turn into reaction after reaction because word of this got to LeVar Ball, and his claim is that LeVar himself and his son LaMelo could take Shaq and Sharif in a 2-on-2 game. Now that is quite the claim. LeVar, have you seen Shaq? Like ever? Now Shaq recognizes the skill of LaMelo, but he seems to think his son has the advantage over him. Maybe we'll get to see that matchup soon enough. One Melo to another. If you want to know about LaMelo, then we should ask Carmelo, the legend that's still active, still climbing through the list of top 10 all-time scorers. So what words could Carmelo Anthony, the sniper, have about LaMelo Ball? Well, when asked about what he sees in LaMelo's game that will translate to further success down the road, Carmelo highlighted his poise, his court savviness, his IQ for the game. Carmelo talked about these things being impressive for a youngster and that they're gifts, not anything that you can teach. And Carmelo seemed to be a fan of LaMelo's choice to play in Australia for a year before coming to the NBA. Carmelo found it to be a smart choice. It got LaMelo used to the physicality and pace of the game, and he boldly said LaMelo will be here for a long time. Now that's some high praise from one Melo to another. Big Shot Rob. You know, Carmelo Anthony isn't the only one who thinks LaMelo Ball has a high basketball IQ. There's another man who has stated that LaMelo has a huge IQ for the game. This is a player who has won 7 championships with 3 different NBA teams. That's right, it's Big Shot Rob. Yes, Robert Horry gives LaMelo much praise. He has said that LaMelo, along with his IQ, is electrifying the crowd with his passing. And it's true, the kid clearly has vision, and Horry praised LaMelo's three-point shooting. Well, if Big Shot Rob is going to praise your shot, then your shot might be turning into a big shot of its own. And perhaps even better than all of that was Robert Horry's comparison. Horry said LaMelo reminds him of a Penny Hardaway type guy. With his height, lean body type, he can do it all. So now all we have to do is get LaMelo a little puppet and he'll be the next coming of Penny Hardaway. The brutal honesty. You know, it matters what these legends like Robert Horry and Shaq say about current players, but there are legends still playing the game. And they see LaMelo up close. And when you think of what someone like Kevin Durant has to say with all he's accomplished, you listen. Now, Durant did say that LaMelo played a little erratic in high school, and we all know Durant will hit you with that brutal honesty if he has to. But KD also recognized that once LaMelo learns the real game, he'll just keep getting better and better playing in the NBA. And he already feels that LaMelo has improved tremendously since he's been a pro baller. In fact, Durant might have given him the ultimate compliment. He said, "I don't even have to introduce him." Which is true, if you need no introduction, you're doing just fine. Durant went to say that he could shoot it from anywhere, and that he loves LaMelo's game because he's skilled. So the mega elite Kevin Durant says LaMelo needs no introduction, he can shoot it from anywhere, and he loves his game. It doesn't get much better than that. Impressing big legends. A lot of these compliments about LaMelo certainly mean a lot, but where do you go for the compliments that quite possibly mean the most? Well, how about we look to what the GOAT thinks? 6-time champion with the Chicago Bulls, you knew him as Air Jordan, and now you know him as the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. Oh yeah, the team LaMelo plays for. Now there's some interesting things going on between the Jordan camp and Ball camp, like when LeVar said he could take Jordan one-on-one. Excuse us while we compose ourselves. Jordan said LeVar probably couldn't beat him if he was one-legged, which is probably accurate. But Jordan doesn't care about LeVar, he cares about LaMelo, who he drafted as the 3rd pick overall. Now think about this, if someone is the 3rd pick overall, you have high expectations for them. and Jordan was talking about LaMelo late in his rookie season and said, "I think he has adjusted to the NBA game better than any of us ever thought this early in his career," and went on to state he has exceeded our expectations so far this season. So the GOAT, notoriously hard to impress, drafted you 3rd overall and you exceeded his expectations? Is that the best compliment of all? The King's thoughts. So we know what the GOAT thinks. How about someone with another elite title? Do we have any princes and dukes with opinions? Oh, I know. How about the King? Yes, we always need to know LeBron's opinion on up-and-coming players. And Bron's got the fantastic court vision when he plays. But he also has that vision on all the other players when they're on the court. He's great at discerning high-quality talent and impeccable skills. Gee, I wonder why he's so good at seeing all of that. Well, LeBron is all about LaMelo. He thinks he's great now and has no doubt in his mind that LaMelo will keep getting better and better. He pointed out LaMelo already has a 3-tier game. A lot of people seem to be impressed with what LaMelo can already do, not just focusing on raw talent but also mature development in his game. And LeBron also touched on how LaMelo and his brother Lonzo are both very unique players in the game and that they showcase it every night. Sounds like LeBron is trying to get some free merch from the Big Baller brand. From the sharpshooter. The way LaMelo plays his sharpshooting ability, maybe we need to hear from one of the greatest sharpshooters of all time, Steph Curry. When the Warriors had the #1 overall pick and LaMelo Ball was in the draft, Curry said, "We just need talent. At the end of the day, that's what you're always trying to get." And he continued with, "I think we could use some size," meaning not LaMelo, meaning James Wiseman. So Steph didn't seem to want LaMelo on the team. But can you blame him? They got Steph, they got Clay. That isn't so much of a diss, it's just sensible. When really, Steph seems to think LaMelo is great and definitely not lacking in the confidence department. Reacting to a video of LaMelo Ball pointing at a spot on half court, taking the shot and making it, Curry said, "That was some confidence right there." And he also said for him to call his shot like Babe Ruth and knock it down and act like nothing happened. Shout out to him. Likening LaMelo to the great Bambino, that's some rarefied air to be living in. Barkley, don't lie. Now, Charles Barkley seems to have a thing against the Ball family, and when Barkley doesn't like you, he will say it. He clearly doesn't like LeVar Ball. He has said about LeVar, wherever LeVar Ball is, there's a village missing an idiot. And also, I don't ever talk about a guy who averaged 2 points a game. And Chuck never took it easy on Lonzo either. When Lonzo once had a stat line of 2 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, Chuck joked about Lonzo's triple single. It was reiterated by Ernie Johnson that Lonzo wasn't expected to even play with an ankle injury. Chuck's response, he had 2 points. He didn't play. Oh boy. So Chuck has it out for the Ball family. Does it carry over to LaMelo? Now Chuck seems to recognize LaMelo's talent, but he might need to see more. He isn't blowing everything out of proportion like many others. When LaMelo had his 92-point game in high school, Barkley said, "You know, the kid was waiting at half court most of the time. Never went back on defense. So I had a problem with it." So a 92-point game seems great unless you're Chuck. But if you watch the tape, how much defense did LaMelo play? It is a two-way game. Is it a fair point made by Chuck? Or is 92 points no matter how you slice it? Let us know in the comments, give us your take, and which of these legends of the game has the best read on LaMelo. And again, don't forget to like the video and definitely tap that subscribe button so that you can get an early jump on all the hottest content that we'll keep dropping.